I want to bring in now retired NBA player Etan Thomas, the author of We Matter, Athletes and Activism. Etan, thank you for being here. Put into words for me how big of a moment this is to you as a former NBA player, to your friends still playing.
Oh, it's a huge moment. I know a lot of people are kind of concerned with if the games are going to start or not, but, they have to understand the real reason why they had the boycott in the first place. I mean, first of all, that a black man should not have to be perfect in order to be viewed as human. That's number one. I mean, and, if you can justify Jacob Blake being shot 7 times in the back after trying to break up a fight with 2 women because of the fact that he had a knife in his car, and we're talking about a knife that they didn't even know about. And, but at the same time, out of the same mouth, you champion and support a white Kyle Rittenhouse murdering 2 people and afterwards walking around with an AR-15 literally on his shoulder right past police, and you're okay with that. I mean, what would happen to me or LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard or Giannis or James Harden or Westbrook if we walked anywhere in America with an AR-15 on our shoulders, open carry state or not. Let's just say that it wouldn't end well for any of us. And nobody, not the NRA, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, none of them would champion us because of our Second Amendment's right.
You heard the president there in Miguel's piece at his FEMA briefing yesterday talk about how he thinks it's, not beneficial for pro sports leagues to become, as he put it, sort of political activism centers. What do you make of that?
I mean, it's interesting to, the same people who have the audacity to take the moral high ground to actually claim to be Christians, who attacked Joe Biden for not being Catholic enough, whatever that means, the same people who, support Donald Trump, who, if we go into his priors, I mean, there's a pretty long, extensive list. I mean, he's been accused of, some kind of sexual crime against women more than, 20 times, including a 13-year-old girl. I mean, he's paying off mistresses. He's dealing with prostitutes. He literally represents every single one of the 7 deadly sins: pride, wrath, sloth, lust, all of them. So you're not in the moral position to take any kind of moral high ground on anything, but still you do. And that's the definition of a hypocrite. And it's not just Jerry Falwell Jr. It's the entire Republican, conservative, evangelical party.
I want to talk about your new piece in The Guardian. We should note, too, President Trump has denied some of the allegations that you mentioned. But you write about how Elgin Baylor, you say, because this gets to the reason for the boycott, as you see it, writes how Elgin Baylor provides a blueprint for how current NBA players can employ boycotts as a method to bring about change, specifically by pressuring NBA CEOs to use their power. Explain that a little bit and how you see that do you see that as what players are doing now?
Oh, definitely. I mean, and just to, address your comment before, 20 times, he didn't necessarily deny all 20 of them. He denied some of them. But I think that the players right now who are using their voice and using their power are doing it collectively. They have an opportunity to do something really special now. But now you have to push for more. Now you have to push for, I know everybody wants to say, when are they going to play again? Or when are playing going to resume? And I wrote another piece in The Guardian where I was urging for NBA players to really push CEOs. I don't call them owners for obvious reasons, but the CEOs, the Mark Cubans and the Ted Leonsis and, all of them to be able to put pressure on the cities where they play. So, for instance, Ted Leonsis here in D.C., he has power in D.C. Mickey Arison in Florida. And we know the situation in Florida. It's like everything that bad happens usually happens in Florida. But Mickey Arison has power to be able to push the city, to push the police department to say that, okay, if you do not adopt these sensible police reforms, police accountability, that we will withhold funds from you. And everybody knows that money is what makes the world go round. They would react immediately, and you would see an impact immediately. So that's really what I'm pushing for players to do. Just push for more.
We're almost out of time. Can you tell us anything about the conversations that you've had with your friends, with other players beyond that? What are they saying? What is the thinking now this morning?
Well, the thinking now is interesting. There's a lot of thinking. I have to give a lot of props to people like Kyrie Irving and Avery Bradley and Dwight Howard, who mentioned this earlier. I wrote an article that came out this morning on a news site called basketballnews.com, where I called for, Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley specifically to offer public apologies to Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard and Avery Bradley. because they lambasted them when they first came out with the notion of boycotting or a work stoppage or not going into the bubble. I mean, they called them names like foolish and, made it seem completely absurd for them to do what they're doing. But now they offer their praises. But I think the world is seeing that they have everyone's attention right now. You just showed before the MLB. And the MLB is not really known for its activism. Yeah. So the fact for them all to be able to make that statement together, I think it really means something. So you're seeing a real special time right now in sport.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.